Hi guys, welcome back this time to a Starcraft Remastered replay, as I have read many comments of you wanting to see Starcraft Remastered once again Broodwar, so I have decided to cast this game now. What a better way to start here than a great engagement in between the two pros from the South Korean scene. It is of course Falcon here, but his AK is of course BISU, respawning in the lower right as the yellow Protoss, and his opponent here in the upper left in the teal, it is Hero, also one of the best Zergs in this matchup. So yeah, really nice stuff. I will be trying of course to cast one game of Starcraft Remastered and one game of Starcraft 2 on a daily basis if time allows this, of course. Now let's just get back into this game as we will check the build orders. It looks like BISU wants once again to open up with a very safe build order for him. I believe he's going for a Wall of Fear, and he will be very likely continuing with a fast expansion and a very early scout here by him. So usually players go around the 2-minute mark out on the field just to check where exactly the location from their opponent is, but I believe BISU really wants to make sure not to be surprised by a fast spawning pool, so he's still searching here the map with his one probe. Let's just check his main, still producing those probes. Now very likely going out and perhaps building a forge or a gateway. We're about to find out. Let's check Hero really quick. There is his spawning pool, and an Overlord is also out here for him. And let's check BISU once again. It indeed looks like a forge for him, as he's also sending another scout out. So like I told you, he really wants to know if there will be a fast spawning pool by his opponent. Of course, he needs to be prepared for that. He might have to cancel this forge and go for a gateway, but yeah, no such thing from Hero yet, as his spawning pool is around to be finished here around the 2-minute mark here. And he's also nicely buying some time here for himself as he's delaying the expansion from Hero. Not only that, but almost killing one drone here. So very nice early start here by BISU. Still roaming around, finally gives up, and Hero takes his expansion as he has cancelled his way from this Overlord into the lower left part and goes straight now into the location from BISU. The first Zerglings are also being produced. Let's just check the monitor over here, and we're about to see BISU still roaming around, of course, still checking the main from Hero, as he wants to know when exactly that tier 2 is going to be upgraded, or if there is going to be a tier 2. So we might even see a transition by Hero into some Mutalisk, into some Lurkers. Would be really nice, as his Zerglings are just currently roaming around the map. And it looks like he even wants to take a second expansion, so around the 3rd-minute mark Hero takes his second expansion. So looking for a very macro oriented game here. Of course, you can see it from the timer, it's a really long game, almost 30-minute longs, as BISU has established his cannon. There's his gateway, so nice wall by him. His probe is still roaming around into the main. Yeah, nice gameplay by him. There is his expansion. Let's just check his main really quick. Just one pylon and gas there, as he might add a cybernetic score. It should be a cybernetic score, yes, of course. So yeah, the next plans for BISU are very likely some zealots, some dragoons could be a really nice idea. High Templar Storms, Weaver, and even a surprise with Carrier, with Corsair would be also added. Let's check Hero what exactly he's going for. Already a Hydralisk then, and he even shows this to BISU, so this could be a timing push by Hero. It could be a really strong timing push with some Zerglings, with some Hydras straight towards BISU's expansion. So BISU needs to be careful. Perhaps he's going to add more cannons into this location just to fend off the first attack. So yeah, Hydras with Zerglings really strong here, especially if there's only one cannon by BISU. Well, let's just see what exactly the next plans indeed are for Hero. Is he's trying to push that probe out of his base and maybe go for a tier 2. We're about to find out. As BISU is also sending here out his first zealot towards the location, and also going to check this one expansion, so he knows exactly what the build order from Hero is, as he's roaming around now, coming in with his first zealots. He's trying to cause as much panic as possible here into the expansion point from Hero. Is going to try to snipe some drones. He's going to try to look for a good position, but there's so much space, so the zealot might get surrounded really quick here by those Zerglings. Still, this buys a little bit of time for BISU. Zealot is eventually going to fall, but yeah, he knows that the second expansion is up. He sees how many drones are mining, And now let's just check if indeed there would be some hydro-risk. You can see, of course, the production tab in the upper left part. We can see those upgrades. Even some Corsairs are being built. Of course, the Corsair, much needed unit against the Zergs, just to snipe those overlords in the air. Citadel of Doom, so we might see some Dark Templars, we might see some High Templars here by BISU very soon. Of course, the upgrade for those Speed Zealots is also much needed. As the first Corsair is out, let's just check. This unit is just a Zealot, just roaming around, checking for even a third expansion here by Hero. So yeah, Hero pretty much heavily droning up, now adding some upgrades, some Hydras there, and even a macro hatch into this location. So it looks like a timing push here for Hero. One drone has been sniped, the second one might be sniped here as well. So successful attack here by BISU with his first Zealot. And yeah, you can see massive amounts of overlords. As in comes the lucky Corsair, he might get so many kills, but there is a Hydra out. Let's just see so much damage being taken now out of those overlords. And if the second Corsair comes here, Hero might be in some serious trouble. He might be supply blocked, as one overlord is going to get finished here by this one Corsair, but he needs to be careful against this one Hydra. He's doing a really nice job. The Zealot, of course, helping really out a lot, as the second overlord also takes quite some damage. And yeah, BISU saw the macro hatch. Hero is currently supply blocked, as still the Corsair is roaming around, and we might see another macro hatch here by Hero. Quite an interesting strategy here by him. Looks like I told you, a timing push for him. Some Hydras already moving here out on the map. Oh, hold on, I completely missed this one. Hydras were attacking the gateway, so sorry about this one. Even the Forge taking quite some damage. And yeah, BISU should be fine, but he did lose the gateway, he did lose the Forge. Sorry about this one. The Corsair still attacking here. And yeah, nice surprise here by Hero, damaging those buildings from BISU, as BISU finally has upgraded that speed. And yeah, actually the second overlord is going to get finished here by the Corsair with 2 kills already. So of course, BISU is going to roam around the map searching for more and more of those overlords, as at the same time he's going to harass them in the line here from Hero. He has to do this not to allow that macro game to kick in for Hero, but Hero already very heavily strong onto those Hydras and to those Zerglings, so BISU might be forced to pull back and even add more and more of those cannons at home. You have to be very careful at the army move out here by both players. Let's check the main. Is there a tier 2? Yes, indeed, it's being upgraded. More than half being done, so nice job here by Hero. Very good game by him, not losing so many overlords. BISU is now finally attacking, and you can see Psionic Storm being researched. So of course, the counter towards a massive push here forward by Hero would be Psionic Storm. His cannons are pretty much exposed. And let's just see if BISU is going to try to move here forward with so many Zealots. One Corsair also giving important information for him where exactly all the Hydras are hiding. But there is a sunken in the back. It's nicely being guarded by some Zerglings and some Hydras. And BISU might be surrounded here if he attacks, so he needs to be careful. Of course, Hero comes in from the back. The Zealots pretty much have to fight now, but there's so much Zerg here, as BISU is pretty much getting surrounded. So he has to retreat in the end. Even speed has been done for the Zerglings and for those Hydras. One Zealot after the other is getting killed here. Of course, some Zerglings will fall as well. But yeah, BISU taking quite some casualties, as Hero is feeling really confident. Defended that second expansion point, and now he might even try to fully launch an attack towards the base from BISU towards that expansion point. But we do have those High Templars. They need to be protected, a very important unit for the Protoss to have. This Hero is just kiting around, being however surrounded now. The High Templars are really slow, but there's many more Zealots attacking now, so the tides have turned as Hero has to retreat, but he's trying to snipe, of course, those important units. Try to snipe those High Templars. Does a really nice job microing those Hydras left and right, so nice job by him. At the same time, he has to defend at home. Check his main really quick. He's going for yet another macro hatch. Is he going to be going for some Defiers, for some Mutalisk, for some Ultralisk would also be a nice idea. Even a Nidus Swarm would be really interesting for him. Slowly but steadily we're closing here towards the 10-minute mark, so quite an interesting game. BISU attacking, but at the same time preparing his expansion here, so the attack of course being the best defense, as his Zealots look really strong, and a nice High Temper Storm here versus all of those Hydras. And yet another one, so nice splash damage here by Hero, by BISU versus his opponent. in the end this might get clear. We see a lurker now, so finally the lurker will be a great addition towards the Zerg into dealing splash damage towards all of those pellets. And even nicely blocking here the ramp with one lurker egg, so pushing this back, but at the same time BISU is roaming around. This Corsair not only good into attacking air, but also gives important scouting information here for BISU. Interesting enough, BISU going only for one Corsair, so not that heavily into those Corsair. He might just transition into more and more of those gateway units and observer, very late observatory here being added by him. He really needs those observers really fast as those lurkers are slowly but steadily closing in. So very late observatory indeed, but it doesn't really take so much time to be built, so BISU should be fine. Just a small army here for hero, but BISU very heavily onto those zealots. No dragoons yet by him. Finally we see the first dragoons, but the items of course will be the important addition now, as hero feels quite confident moving forward with a small army here versus so many zealots. And BISU of course now preparing his defenses towards his second location, towards his second expansion. Worker wise we have the same work account for both players, 50 for BISU, 48 for hero, but hero has so much more map awareness, so much more map presence, and the upgrades are also kicking nicely in for him, as we also see the upgrades for BISU is currently at 1 weapons upgrades, going for that second, and we even have carapace 1. Yeah, look at all of those upgrades here for hero, as he's even going now really heavily for those Zerglings, so he might go into indeed a tier 2 strategy, a tier 3 sorry strategy with Zerglings. Zerglings very strong with that adrenaline push. So let's see if hero is going to be waiting for that, as he's moving out with those Hydros, with those Zerglings, even on Overlord, just to give scouting against some Dark Templars for example, or he might even try a drop. We're about to find out what exactly his plans are, as he's slowly but steadily closing in, and you can see indeed the spread out of those Overlords all around the map. Really nicely done here by hero. Waiting for some reinforcements, waiting for some lurkers, as he's now moving forward. BISU needs to be careful with those high templars, and yeah, both players are trying of course to find a good position into attack, and BISU this time into defending. So he has many dragoons now out. Level 2 weapon should be done really soon, so these two small gaps here working of course really fine for BISU. It will be very hard for hero to attack here, as some high templar storms will be really strong into dealing splash damage against all of those units. BISU stays back. He wants to invite of course hero to attack, and then just to deal massive amounts of splash damage with those high templars. So hero knows this of course. He's spreading his units. He leaves those lurkers here into this location, leaves some overload just in case some observers are coming in. And let's have a look if indeed going to be trying to attack this third expansion point here for BISU. And yet another rally has been established here by hero, so hero going really heavily. He's going forward with his high risk. Some Zerglings have joined here the attack as well. But the ramp needs to be carefully protected here by BISU, as his high templars are moving forward. Well, I don't see a defiler here by hero, but he's going really heavily into those Zerglings, into those Hydros, and one high templar has been killed, the second one also taking quite some damage, so quickly sniping here for hero, as he's taking out 2 important high templars from BISU. So nice job here by hero, attacking the important damage dealers from BISU. BISU is just roaming around, fighting now back and forth, of course. Needs to defend this location, this pass, pretty much now blocked here by hero with so many lurkers on the ground. And it would be really nice to see some defilers, of course. Defilers, much needed unit in the late game, but I still don't see any of those units for hero. I believe he's just going pretty mass into his units. No backup units with defilers yet for him. Maybe some ultra-risk later on would be also nice. And yeah, hero just slowly but steadily just adds more and more of those units, and finally 2 defilers have joined up. So defilers with Dark Swarm will be the addition. I believe hero now feels quite confident into attacking into a position, so still no major engagement. BISU on quite a more defensive gameplay here versus his opponent. Has now many dragoons, many zealots as well, but finally in comes the first defiler. What exactly is hero doing? Perhaps a misclick by him, losing one important unit. At the same time another attack is being prepared. I guess he was just busy microing those units, and finally the lurkers have joined here into a dark swarm, so BISU pretty much under siege on 2 directions, but a nice high temperature storm adding damage towards those lurkers on the ground and towards those hydras. Still dark swarm gives nice protection, but BISU finds a nice way from the back. Income the backup for here as well, but high temperature storm just makes sure that all of that army is getting cleared here, so pretty good defense here by BISU, pushing back that attack. At the same time, Hero with a small mistake, losing one dark, losing that filer, but at the same time his economy is looking really strong. This is just sending out wave after wave of those Zerglings, and those Zerglings are pretty much cheap, and with those upgrades in the late game they're really strong, but they need backup out of that dark swarm. Finally, once again we have an attack with some great storms here by BISU, triple storm, but now we see a double dark swarm here by Hero. A nice job here by him. Still lots and lots of splash damage, but the Zerglings are making out alive thanks to that dark swarm, so BISU has to find a better position. He needs to clump up his units, that's exactly what he's doing here, and he waits for that attack, but yet another nice dark swarm for the high temperature storm on the high ground, so pretty good defenses. Both players are taking damages, but yeah, that economy looking really strong here for BISU. 50 workers, so 7 more workers against Hero, and Hero, however, counting on those cheap units, counting on those Zerglings, as just adding wave after wave of Zerglings with the Hydras, and let's just see if he's going to be successful here, attacking those cannons, dealing so much damage. Those Zerglings are really strong in the late game, and now he's even going for that economy. The cannons are pretty much melting towards those Zerglings, and now the robes are also taking quite some damage, so BISU, like I told you, pretty much under siege. The backup is quite on time here, so the items are a little bit in the back, they're newly being produced, as the Nexus is also taking some damage, so pretty nice stuff here by Hero. BISU falling to 47 workers, and hold on, we actually have a counter here by BISU with some zealots into this location. I believe this was a drop, but still Hero looking fine at 42 workers. And yeah, quite an exciting game as we're closing in towards the 20-minute mark. We can see wave after wave is being casted here by Hero. Now the Dark Swarm once again is being prepared. Even some Plague could be casted by this one Defiler, a very important unit. Hold on, we actually see another drop. No casualties this time, so Hero really fast into microing. BISU, also nice idea by him, damaging the economy from the enemy with some high temperature storm. There's still one high temperature here into this location. At the same time, BISU moves out with his zealots, so once again going for the newly established bases for Hero. And hold on, we can see the shuttle move out. Let's just see if BISU is going to be successful now with a drop. So he's double attacking here just to attack that economy really nicely, and we can see indeed a nice high temper storm. Remember, the high temper can cast 2 storms at the same time. The zealots are pretty much surrounded, but Hero taking quite some damage economic wise, but he should be able to recover as 2 workers only have been killed. Luckily here Hero reacting really fast against the harassment for BISU, so he could be fine. At the same time, he's preparing once again an attack. Supply wise, both players pretty much at the same supply. But yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. Zerglings are in the front, nicely evading those storms. The storms have been casted. The Hydras once again trying to attack those high 10%, and we see the Plague now being casted as BISU goes for some Archons. Of course, Archons, pretty strong unit to have against those Zerglings on the ground. We even see some drones here into this location, perhaps a misclick by Hero. Let's just see what's going to happen here. Nice Plague by him. Only shields are up as the Zerglings are attacking. Of course, they try to lure a storm by BISU. Pretty smart move out here by Hero just to lure that storm into the location of the Zerglings, but they're really fast on the ground. They just so much units here for Hero on the ground. As yes, indeed, the 20-minute mark looks to go more and more forward. You see once again a drop with those high temper storm, but the storms need to be really strong. And yes, of course, a good job here by BISU. Yes, speed also being done onto the shuttle, so he's looking for more and more casualties. Same time, Hero feeling impatient, he's going to attack here with no Dark Swarm backup. He's going to take quite some splash damage out of those Archons. Still, he's counting onto his sheer mass of units as he's pushing forward now towards the expansion point. Not that much is being left here for BISU as he's taking so much damage. The cannons have fallen, some dragoons are in the back, but this looks really good for Hero, as even one lurker has made it here out alive. So the first base is about to fall for BISU, so quite a strong punch here forward, push here forward by Hero versus his opponent. those Zerglings proving to be such a great addition by him. And interesting enough, he's not counting onto those Dark Defilers. He's just going straight mass, straight Zerglings with Hydras. Let's check those upgrades really quick by those Hydras. 3-2, so I guess this is what he's banking on. Those upgrades for those Zerglings. 3-2 as well. And let's just check BISU really quick. There's a nice Reaver, of course. The Reaver is a great addition. 1-3 Reaver with splash damage. Finally against those Zerglings, but is it going to be enough for BISU? He needs to be careful not to get surrounded. The Reaver, of course, not that fast of a moving unit. Once again, hero comes forward, but there is no rebuilding going on for BISU. This is once again attacking, and a little bit of a mistake here by BISU. His high tempers once again are very much exposed, but he's casting some great storms, dealing massive amounts of splash damage. So even though he was out of position, hold on, this is exactly the reason why, as he's casting more and more of those high temper storms, just killing so many of those drones. So nice job here by BISU. I guess that's why his units were a little bit out of position there. He was microing his shuttle and his high tempers. Let's have a look if he's going to be more and more successful with those drops. Hero still has some Atlas gear in the back as another drop is being prepared by BISU, but no, his shuttle was so low on HP, so it's getting killed. So in the end, Hero once again surviving, having 45 units. Hold on, we actually have another drop here, so BISU pretty much harassing here the middle line for Hero as he's just roaming around, of course buying also some time to recover at home. And we might see once again a storm being casted. 2 drones have been killed. Pretty nice job here by BISU, just roaming around. But yeah, so many units are being spreaded for Hero as he might try once again a storm here. There is a sunken, so he needs to be careful, needs to be really fast. But yeah, the sunken is going to take care of that High Templar. And yeah, it's just one being left now, one High Templar with 1 damaged shuttle. So BISU, of course, buying time. He wants to re-establish this expansion. Such a hard game here for him against Hero, as finally another storm has been casted, but not so many units have been killed here. So pretty good reaction here by Hero, even adding some scourges versus this one shuttle. That the shuttle needs to fly away, run away with his life, as the shuttle is slowly, the scourge are slowly but steadily closing in, and yes indeed they're taking it out. So yeah, like I told you, Hero pretty much banking onto those Zerglings, massive amounts of upgraded Zerglings. Very important to give those upgrades, or unless those Archons will of course melt those Zerglings and Hydras. Finally another Dark Swarm being prepared here by Hero. No, it's actually Plague. Plague has been casted. The unit has been sacrificed as finally the Zerglings are coming from multiple sides. So great surround attempt here by Hero. Lots and lots of cannons in the back. 2 Reavers as well, dealing so much splash damage, and BISU is going to hold, so nicely defending this location. The Plague still deals damage, but those Reavers have been a great addition for him, and yet this expansion should be fine. So this continues like this. Hero having of course the most valuable units here, the Reavers, the Archons and the High Templars. And yeah, it's just tier 1 units for Hero, just Zerglings with Hydras. Don't know if he's going to be able to hold. Actually, BISU should be able to hold on for quite a while, as those Zerglings will of course melt against so many strong Reavers here in the back. And especially, although we actually have another a drop here by BISU, as quite a successful drop this time. But hold on, at the same time we have Hero pushing it forward and even killing those expansions. So those Zerglings are really so fast that they have already melted this one Nexus. Of course they're being sacrificed, they're being killed, but the damage has already been done. So much fast reaction here for both players, damaging each other. And yeah, Hero dropping 234 walkers all of a sudden, but BISU as well taking quite some damage, and now even Plague has been casted successfully against those Reavers on the ground. But yeah, like I told you, those units are tier 2, even tier 3 units for the Protoss, and they're really strong against the tier 1s. But yeah, there's so much here for Hero left, so many Zerglings, especially those Defilers, those Dark Defilers here for him, with the Dark Swarm, with the Plague, very important Plague, can be also casted onto those buildings. So such a fast moving army here for Hero, as she's just roaming around the map, just killing more and more. They're just having so much here with those Zerglings. Will it be enough though against those Archons and against those Reavers, especially against those High Tempers? And look at that High Tempers really dealing so much damage here, forcing BISU back. BISU needs to bring some reinforcements. In the end he should be able to hold, but yeah, Hero just keeps sending wave after wave of Zerglings towards his enemy, and yeah, BISU now just pretty much banks onto those Archons here. Let's have a look what exactly is going to happen. Hero adding more and more units, looking for a different location. Perhaps he's once again going to try to attack on two different fronts, or he's going to push straight forward into one location. Here we go, a great Dark Swarm this time, protecting him off those Zerglings, so BISU has to retreat with his Archons. Nice High Templar Storm, Reaver also dealing some damage, but an aggressive Dark Storm in the front. BISU is not going to deal damage against all of those units on the ground. More and more is being added. Hero really wants to finish this game right now here with those Dark Templars, with those Storms. BISU holding on. The Reaver has nicely been getting bored here. Still the High Templars dealing quite some damage, and even Plague has been casted now onto those probes on the ground. But yeah, BISU holds on here against so many units from Hero. Hero still sending wave after wave. This time it's Zerglings, and they really need to be fast here. The Dark Swarm is about to get expired, as here they are attacking really strongly. Straightforward attack towards the Nexus, towards the Archon as well here, and the probe also being damaged here. So yeah, BISU once again taking quite some damage. Finally he's able to hold, but so much casualty, so many probes have died. BISU dropping to 34 probes, as Hero just deciding to go for another location once again with his tier 1 units and those units here as well. So the Zerglings looking pretty cheap, of course, but in the end they're so strong, attacking straight that one Nexus, and so much splash damage. You can see the Reaver, the value of the Reaver, but hold on, Hero is attacking once again into this location, going once again for this one Nexus. The High Templar is being pretty much killed here, and yeah, the Zerglings are attacking so fast, so he's of course caught off guard. He needs that backup units really fast. The Dark Templar is going to kill so many Zerglings here. The High Templars want to cast a good Sonic Storm, but yeah, Hero just evading that with that sheer speed of those Zerglings. So quite a strong late unit to have, and with that Dark Swarm even better here for Hero. So let's have a look what exactly his next units are. Yeah, still massive amounts of Scourge, interesting enough. I guess he really wants to kill those scouts or BISU, those shuttles. It's just some observers. I don't think that BISU might be able to afford any new shuttle drops. He does have 2 shuttles here. He does have some High Templars. That's exactly what Hero knows, as he leaves those Scourge in the air and just snaps some overlords now. Sorry, some observers now. So let's have a look. Yet another wave is being prepared here for Hero. Is it going to be enough? He really wants to finish this game. The expansion has not been rebuilt yet. This one is pretty much bleeding. Let's have a look. This time Hero going straight for the expansion point. I believe he wants to attack the buildings, the production buildings. At the same time he's attacking with some Zerglings here. Yeah, the High Templars are looking really strong. But the real damage, of course, is going to happen here into the main from BISU. As Hero goes straight for the production buildings. Might try to attack this one pylon. It would be really important to take out this pylon. And yes, all of a sudden BISU has to tap out. So quite a strong game here by Hero, showing us the importance actually of tier 1 units. Zerglings with Hydras was backed up by some Dark Templars, sorry, Dark Swarms by those Defilers. And yeah, the sheer amount of mass here for Hero proving to be too strong even against the tier 2 units of BISU, those Archons and those Reavers as well. Very strong units to counter those Zerglings. But in the end, that fast attack, the fast moving Zerglings and the sheer mass, that great macro game here by Hero proving to be way too strong against BISU. So BISU losing here against one of the greatest Zergs of Starcraft, Broodwar. Really nice and interesting strategy here by Hero. And yeah, that swarm, the straight non-stop swarm here, proving to be much stronger. And of course, as soon as those Zerglings have punched here forward towards the production buildings, it would have been pretty much over. The Zerglings kill those buildings really fast. We can see how fast they can kill a Nexus. And yeah, as soon as those pylons here, I believe those 3 pylons, as soon as they would have been killed, of course the game would have been over. There wouldn't have been any production left for BISU. So you with a great game here. Nice inspiration if you're a Zerg facing a strong Protoss. Yeah, let's just check the production tab really quick, just in case you guys are interested. Once again, I'm going to be clicking left and right. A great game by BISU as well, but a very defensive gameplay. Nice harassment with those shuttles, with those High Templar storms against the economy. But yeah, Hero nicely reacting towards that, having a great micro and a really nice macro game by him. Zerglings, Hydros and Lurkers winning him here the game. Some Defilers of course, and the sheer swarm by Hero proving to be much too strong here against BISU. A very interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be seeing of course in the next replays. Like I told you, I will be trying to find the time to add 2 replays in one day, so one StarCraft 2 replay and one StarCraft 2 Remastered. Let's see if it is going to work out. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your host Tommy signing out.